Gurgaon clearly has two aspects going for its favor. One, the infrastructure projects, which is already good and is more can be expected. Secondly, the city has started tapping various districts of Haryana, paving way for cheaper housing. Now coming to the infrastructure first, Gurgaon is going to benefit from the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor and the Dwarka Expressway, which is going to come up in the coming 2 years. Coming to the other projects which the Huda administration is planning, one of them is the Greater Southern Peripheral Road. Now this road is going to be built from the Mehroli to Sona Road to Manesar via Sona and decongest traffic on Mehroli, Sona and Manesar Road. Coming to the residential projects, there are about 11 developers who have tied up and are going to build residential projects in and around Gurgaon and Sona Road. So Sona Road and the NH8 market sectors beyond that are the sectors which are coming up for the residential market. Coming to the IT hub, there's going to be an IT hub which is going to be developed in coming 3 years. And also coming to the other projects which Gurgaon is, we can look forward in Gurgaon are projects like the infrastructure projects which are coming up in terms of bridges and the expressways which are going to decongest traffic and help reduce the overload of traffic which comes up in Gurgaon. Other things that we can look forward to in Gurgaon includes the smart cities. Two of the major smart cities of Haryana, Karnal and Faridabad have been selected as the smart cities, and clearly Gurgaon has a lot going for it.
All right, so Focus Gurgaon to begin with. Joining me in the studio, Pankaj Kapoor, Managing Director, License Forest, Sunil Agarwal, Director, RICS, and Vineet Rehla, the Managing Director of Sare Homes, joins us as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I want to give our audience a quick look at what Gurgaon looks like on the index that we've been looking at here on Magic Bricks. Now, it's going to flash on your screen right now. Gurgaon actually was the worst performer over the last 2 years, the worst performer in the last quarter. There's about, from our research on Magic Bricks, it's going to pop up on your screen right now. There you'll see it. If we use this, the 13th of September as a base, you'll see that it hasn't moved at all. Prices have in fact corrected sharply over the last 3 quarters. And between September 2013 and December 2015, the prices have actually not moved much at all. They're exactly at the same place. From what we understand also, there is a big difference between ready-to-move-in properties and, of course, under construction, because buyers are shunning under construction for worry of non-delivery. Pankaj Kapoor, given everything we heard in terms of infrastructure development in Gurgaon, do you believe that a turnaround for the Gurgaon market might be somewhere around the corner? Is it going to be a long wait?
Yeah, I don't think so, not especially in regards to the price growth from here. I still see the prices much higher than they should be. And if you divide Gurgaon into 2 segments, there's a developed Gurgaon and undeveloped Gurgaon. So most of the places where the habitation is there, the prices are in the range of probably 8,000 plus, 8 or 10,000, 11,000, 15,000. And the undeveloped Gurgaon, the range is around 6,000, 7,000. But 6,000, 7,000
is still very high.
Is still very high. And you have a huge amount of land. So this is like NCR, the major problem is that you have got ample land for development. So if you have so much of land available for development, the prices can't be in this particular range.
Are you saying that the reason why you believe that the Gurgaon market will not recover is because there's too much land and supply available? Or is it because we have 22,000 homes that are still unsold? So the unsold inventory is that high in the market of Gurgaon?
You know, unsold inventory is high. That's one side of it. Like, you know, but having said that, I said that unsold is not a major concern of it. If you have got good amount of land availability, so you look at there's no density on the land. There are places where there's no density. If you compare the price of the property is determined by the weight on people on land. There's no human, no people, but it's still priced 8,000 rupees. I think there's a big question mark. If you go to any developed place, this is not a fundamental rule of the property price.
Job creation that's happening in Gurgaon right now.
No, it has
demand for homes.
Yeah, I just wanted to come look onto it. So if you look at last 20 years history, where that Gurgaon got evolved, and during the time I had IT growth running in excess to 30%. when the job was getting created. Now the IT market is not really growing as fast as it used to be. With all these kind of a development and with that kind of IT growth, if you take a Signature Tower as a pivotal point and take it radius, my urban sprawl spread has happened only 7 kilometers.
All right.
Now where the most of the property which is spread is 15 kilometer, 20 kilometer and beyond that. And you know,
Okay, so
newer
you're saying
supplies coming much
Okay, all right.
wider. And I don't see that area is going to get engulfed with the habitation.
I want to bring in Vineet here. Vineet, do you agree that Gurgaon is not going to see a recovery because the prices are too high, that it just has not kept up with what's going on the ground?
No, I think I tend to disagree a bit. And, you know, if we look at historically Gurgaon saw a, very steep increase in terms of prices. And, I think the price levels which are today, I think that's the bottom rock, because if you look at a developer getting into a development, I don't think there's really any margin which can be shaved off on it. The biggest challenge which has hit us, like, we've been in the market since 2009 and been successfully selling here. The biggest issue has been that the density compared to other markets, specifically Noida, UP, the density restrictions limit the number of units and it makes the ticket price go up. So I think government is taking a lot of initiatives, and if the density restrictions can be relaxed to bring the ticket prices down, I think Gurgaon will start gaining again. Yes, I agree with Pankaj that the areas of New Gurgaon, where the price points are still within the 6,000 to 7,000, they are likely to rise more than the other areas which are already developed, and there is like a peak point there.
Right.
Also, what is happening is we are seeing a tendency of buyers which are coming, and if the property has been developed with a certain level of quality and the amenities are in place, we still see, like for example our project, we see a good traction in resale market also. I think it's a matter of time Gurgaon will get back. It does require some policy changes from the government.
I tell you, last decade was an investor-driven market where the people were purchasing property and the purchasing from the point of the investments. And I tell you, the current market's not really suggesting. So look at realty as an investor preferred asset class no longer there. And because of the investor-driven market, I'll just add to this. Because of the investor-driven market in the past, developers were able to sell the property which were still uninhabitable. So the investor, irrespective whether buying, but today's an end user market. So if you look at that, you have said that, the property which are getting sold are the ones which are in the ready possession. So it's an end user. Now there are property which are spread and all over, and there's no social fabric. When you don't have critical mass, social fabric is not there.
Pankaj, very simple, direct question. Do you recommend anybody buy a home in Gurgaon right now as an investment?
I would not suggest.
You'd say no.
I would not suggest unless it's a developed Gurgaon and lower prices. At least 20-25% lower prices.
Yeah. Avoid Gurgaon completely is Pankaj's recommendation right now.
Yeah, so I don't agree with that, because what happens is the way we are seeing the trends in real estate, the basic guideline principle here is that the investors tend to make money only when the project is viable for an end user at exit. And that is the reason what had plagued Gurgaon for 2 years, that the prices went through the roof and the ticket prices were so high that the end product which is ready is not really viable for an end user. Point two is that today we are seeing that there are some developments which are further down even compared to Golf Course Road, but they demand a high premium because of the quality of life and the amenities which have been built in. So I would urge the consumers, for any consumer, he has to see that when the product is ready for possession, if it's going to be viable for an end user, I think it's a good investment to go, especially keeping in mind that it's a smaller master plan, and as and when the economy revives, this is going to be the first one to really take off.
All right. I want to bring in Sunil here. Sunil, weigh in on this question. Would you recommend anybody invest in Gurgaon right now? Pankaj is saying absolutely avoid it. Vineet is disagreeing with him. Where do you stand on Gurgaon?
I think Gurgaon is a market which has been the darling of investors because primarily it's given great amount of returns. So I think I agree with one point on Vineet that, density restrictions in Gurgaon have played havoc. And if you look at some of the product that has been brought in by developers, which is called the service apartments, kind of tries to circumvent this density restriction by giving smaller sized units, and they have been in demand, both with the investors and I don't know about the end users, because a lot of this product has not really been delivered. But at least if you supply houses of a smaller unit size and bring down the ticket size, I do see Gurgaon as an investment option. Also, the fact is that while the demand is there in Gurgaon, in the areas which are still to be developed, Gurgaon lacks infrastructure severely. And because of that, at 6,000 price point, I don't think so works in that kind of a market. And Noida, which is of a similar nature, you would find that price point even in, sort of very far-flung areas, like if you compare with Gurgaon, price point in the region of 3,000 to 4,000. And that, I think, works in the context. So Gurgaon, I would stick to prime locations. I would not try and venture too far out into where most of the project supply is. And that too, I'll be a little concerned at the current price points also as an investor. I don't see returns of more than 6-7%.
Sunil, invest in Gurgaon, is that a yes or a no?
Invest in what sense? I mean, the point is investment in Gurgaon for a return of 6-7%. Possible for a 12% to beat the inflation and then try and make more money on the FD rate? I think no.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to get a 5-6% return on real estate, I'd be much happier in my local bank giving me a fixed deposit. Vineet, what are your expectations of returns on capital values from Gurgaon? Better or worse than fixed deposit rates over the next few years?
See, no, it's got to be definitely better than that. Otherwise, I don't think anybody would like to invest. So there are 3-4 points when we interact with investors. I think when you look at the typical investors, like I think all panelists agree, Gurgaon has been the darling for investors. So there is a high aspirational value. There is this particular brand value which Gurgaon tends to carry, especially in the Hindi heartlands and, Mumbai and a lot of other places. Now, the second point is that when you're investing in Gurgaon, you have to be very, very careful about your exit, because the biggest challenge here is about exits. And, when we look at exits, let's say, for example, if we are talking about a new Gurgaon area, now today we have customers coming in, and the typical customers which are coming into New Gurgaon are looking at a 70-75 odd lakh property where they would ideally like to have a 3-bedroom and they would like it to be ready for possession today. Ready for possession is more from a perspective because these guys want to straight away move in. We already have TCS moving in New Gurgaon, so on the NH8 in the Heinz building, so there is a traction of a lot of employees coming in there. Now, if we do a bit of a reverse calculation on that, typically we are seeing that most of the customers who are coming in for ready to possession are in the range of 25 lakh annual income, which is a husband and wife combined normally. We anticipate that when these projects which are being launched today, they are going to be completed in about 4-year time or a 3.5 years. So in 2020, I think it's going to be the lowest you will have Gurgaon buyers will be in the 35 lakh category. There, I think in the investors, if you talk about 2020, you're looking at a 1 crore 10, 1 crore 20 exit price. So I think it's very, very important if the investors time their exit properly and are able to, really target in terms of what's going to be the exit profile. I think it's a much bigger money maker here.
I think, Pankaj, one of the things we have to acknowledge here is the lack of delivery in the NCR region, specifically in Gurgaon. We're not even talking here about unsold inventory. We're talking about inventory that never got delivered. And I think that spooked investors far more than anything else. So, yes, timing my exit and finding my exit is one thing, but actually gaining a final end product or receiving delivery of an end product, that's the bigger problem in the NCR.
It has been a case, and I think that all the investor-driven markets are plagued with that. Not only there, but in Mumbai also, the outskirts of the property where habitations were not there, they sold the things to the investors. And that's kind of a cycle which happens, is that investors here, the investors actually is a flipper or investor who is actually a profit investor. So he continues to be motivated to remain in the property as long as he sees that there's an appreciation and there's kind of a gain, which so any point of time when there's going to be a dip or the market sentiments goes down, these kind of investors, they default also. If you look at it, why these kind of projects or these locations
I'm going to pick up what you just said and respond to Vineet here, who said that the market is bottoming out. Do you believe that this market will fall even further from where it is today? Pankaj?
I think so. My own sense is like, that the developed Gurgaon prices has to be in the range of probably 8,000 to 10,000 rupees. Some of these properties, especially the Gurgaon Golf Course Extension Road or Golf Course roads and all those things, they're too way high. For that kind of a density which they have. So my own sense is there's going to be 20% reductions from the prevailing prices and the things will happen. But the undeveloped Gurgaon and all those things which are far away, like, look at Dwarka Expressway or Pataudi Road, I think there's a very large concern on that because there's no habitation, there's no social fabric. You need 4,000 people population base, even the convenience of Delhi for a critical mass to get developed on which the social fabric will start really evolving. I see there's a big question mark. This is going to happen so soon. So there are concerns on those particular locations. But
so you
the
actually believe the prices are going to come down even
my
further
own
in some
sense,
pockets of Gurgaon.
they are
in fact, I want to put these graphs.
I'd like to come in there.
Okay, Vineet, go ahead.
Yeah, so see, my point when I meant about bottoming out was that for any developer to do a new launch today, it is not viable to do the launch at any prices below the launches which are happening today. So when I'm again talking about what Pankaj is talking about, properties which were actually bought by investors, flippers many years back.
Let's be honest.
Which is okay, but on the other hand, for a developer to actually launch and deliver, the price points are the lowest. It's practically not possible for any developer to launch anything less than a 5,500 BSP today.
One more trend which I
want to bring in Sunil
So
Agarwal. Sunil,
what
where do
you're
you
talking
stand
about,
on this?
8,000, 9,000 prices, I agree. Prices will fall there.
Sunil?
No, I tell you,
because
basically say that, if today you have to go into the secondary market,
there's already
you will find bargain hunters and you will probably have distressed sellers who want to get rid of apartments. I mean, a lot of people have, sort of got bargains in prime projects in Gurgaon, both on the golf course road and otherwise. So I think if you're a bargain hunter, you have the ability to sort of wait. You will have projects in the secondary market which will come for a bargain. And that is the only market, if you play, that you will make some money in Gurgaon market today. I agree with Vineet that it becomes very difficult for somebody to launch a project at below a certain price, but there's a secondary market, and some of those projects in the secondary market are available below that price. So for the developer it may not make sense, but for a buyer who's a bargain hunter, you will always get projects, and that is where I think the investors should really focus on. The days when you invested in primaries and made money, I think are gone. If you invest in primaries and want to make money, you have to be a big investor and cut deep discounts to the developer. And I think that's the other market.
Deepak is on the phone line from Gurgaon with a question for us. Deepak, go ahead.